So today's episode is going to be different. While you have seen the coach side of me in the episodes up until now, this one is with a really dear friend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of laughs. There's going to be a lot of banter. And without keeping you waiting, I want to introduce our today's episode guest, celebrity photographer Jitu Savlani. Jitu, welcome on Elevate. First of all, thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you for making the time in your busy schedule and coming. I want to open the show because it's something that even I don't know in accurate detail.
Before you go further, you say it's going to be fun, so then don't be formal with me. This thank you for coming and all does not work with you and me. So let people know from the beginning that we don't need these formalities. Pleasure is also mine. Anything for a friend.
Well noted. Thank you so much. It's something that I'm curious to know because I don't think you've kept this part of your life pretty secretive. The world knows the successful, the established, the celebrity photographer Jitu Savlani, but no one knows where and how this journey began. Would you please give us a little bit of insight on this?
Sure. I'm an open book. Let me also say at the same point that when somebody calls me a celebrity photographer, there's a little bit of awkwardness for it because it's interpreted as if I am the celebrity. You have to realize that I shoot celebrities. So sometimes it does put me in an awkward space because I'm just another person doing another job and stuff. So I must tell you actually, a lot of people who know me know this about me because I'm not shy about speaking about myself. My life has actually been an open book. It's for those who, I'm not going to go and talk about this unnecessarily with people, but obviously whenever asked, I am more than happy to share my story. So to tell you, like any growing up person, teenage boy and stuff, we all come with aspire to do something, have some dreams at least, Mine was that for whatever reason was to take care of myself. My father had a very uncanny way of pushing me to do things. For instance, that I asked him to teach me how to drive a car. My father said, and this was I think in my 10th, a little too early, but all I wanted to know was to drive a car. Nobody was, forcing that you allow me to drive, and so I just wanted to know how to drive a car. So I said, Dad, teach me. He said, you wake up 7 days at a stretch and then I will teach you. But wake up early morning is what he meant. So wake up at 6 every morning. So I woke up 4 days at a stretch. 5th day I couldn't wake up. So I said, you know what? I calculated 4 plus 3. So next 3 days I woke up and I told him, Dad, now 7 days I've been woken up. So he said, I'm sorry, you cannot. You have to go back to 7 days at a stretch. The rule is 7 days at a stretch. So I said, hey, this is not fair. And obviously, you know how you're defined at that age. So I'm 15 at that time. So I asked a friend of mine who knew how to drive. He took me one morning at 5 in the morning. He says, come. In 2 days with him, I learned how to drive a car. That kind of tells you that there are ways of doing things, whether right or wrong. But there were ways of, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. So my thing at that point of time was that I want to basically fend for myself. I don't want to grow up and take pocket money because my father was obviously at that age giving you pocket money, right? So the thriving factor for me always was that I want to have my own money so nobody can tell me what I can do and what I can't do and stuff. So my first job actually was I was a student of Jain College. Again, another thing, I did not lived in Bandra. Didn't want to go to a college close by because I wanted to learn how to travel. Coming from a protected family, taken care of, even though you're a boy, you know how it is. For your mother, you're still a child. I wanted to travel. So I insisted I wanted to, and I got enough percentage to get to Jain College. So for me, I remember some friends of mine during college days were getting into an exhibition. I think you and me spoke about it, and you said even you've done that, being a salesman at that point in time. Used to get about $200-300 for a day's job. So I went to my, obviously, we are still young, still living with your father, everything. You want to take the permission. So I went to my father and I said, Dad, I want to do this job as a salesman. It's going to give me $300. My father said, looked around, I said, are you silly? What are you going to learn from here? His younger brother, my chacha, had a electronic store, come a boutique and everything. So he says he's been looking for someone to manage the store. Why don't you start over there? So I thought, great, as far as it's closer to home, and I'll make some pocket money. Little did I know my father had told him not to pay me money. So I worked there 2 years and I still took money from my father. So that was my beginning. Then obviously it kept on I said, no, this is not going to do. Though I was enjoying what I was doing. My next job, I worked with another friend of my father's, but this time I said, only if they pay me am I going to go. I worked for a real estate firm. Then from real estate, I went into dealing in Italian marble. Dealing in Italian marble, I remember my father at that time went into film production. My father was a financier in films many years back and stuff. So he says, you come on board now and learn film production. So I went into film production. Being in film production, obviously, everybody around you just pushes you to say, hey, you look good. Why don't you become an actor? They just want to get close to the producer. And I think these were ideas fitted. Obviously, when you grow up in a family like this, you do want to also give it a shot. Who doesn't want to face the camera, right? So I enrolled, I went to Roshan Taneja and I did an acting course. At that point of time, to give you reference of time, I had Manisha Koirala and Vivek Mushran as students as my batchmates. Oh, yeah. It was fun. It was something different. I also did a film where I was signed up to do a film, and I shot, I think, about 3-4 days for the film. And to my good fortune, I saw myself on screen and I realized that this would be the biggest mistake for me because I looked too young to be really on screen, especially for the role. The heroine opposite me was Mamta Kulkarni in that film. And as luck would have it, it was something that I said, you know what, I need to get out of this. I need to get out. How do I get out of this? I used to tell my father, I said, Dad, I don't think this is the right move. I don't think this is, because from beginning, I think I'm my biggest critic. And I'm absolutely willing to accept my flaws and stuff. And I said, I think it's too early. So my father kept on saying, this is how it works. You get an experience and, you next film. I said, but I wouldn't get a next film if this is how I look on screen and this is what I'm performing. I still think I need a little more training to do. Luck would have it that film never got finished. They shelved the project a few days in. So it was like a manifestation in a way. Sorry for the producer, but it was my manifestation helping me out and stuff. I quit that, and what happened is my father also, the film that we were doing, we came through a lot of difficulties, and my father decided to quit films. I think it was a great decision because somehow I felt he was never lucky in this field. Though he worked hard, he used to be a financier, he's produced 3 films, but none of them really got success, and he got beaten down several times, lost a lot of money. So we were kind of... Now, those dreams had to take a setback, obviously, because being the eldest, I have 2 siblings. I have a brother who's younger to me by 5 years, them, and my sister is 9 years younger. So somehow, and we are talking at this point of time, we're talking of college days again, at that point of time. And we decided to, that's when I opened up a store, a leather boutique, because now there was need for money to come into the house and stuff. So we opened up a store, which is exactly where we met a couple of years back, just round your house, your abode, called Cobbler. Once Cobbler got into running, there was money coming in. 3 years down the line, I told my younger brother, who was not interested in studies, I said, Dino, you need to come back and take over care of the business because I want to move off from here and stuff. And funny thing happened is you and me have a very dear common friend called Caps, whose actual name is Sanju. And Sanju, for the benefit of people, was called Caps because he was a topi boss. So yes, thanks to Caps. Caps actually introduced me to Dabu. Dabu used to be, he got Dabu to Dabu Ratnani, the famous photographer. who came to my store. He was a customer, and so my interest has started because I used to love what Dabu used to do. Caps took me to Dabu's house and said Jitu wants to come for one of the shoots. Dabu was very gracious to say yes, you're welcome to come and observe a shoot. That kind of stuck in me. If I look back, why I've said all this is it's important to know what my journey was and stuff. And it was one day shoot. I remember we were shooting for an artist for Mr. GP Sippy, late producer, and Dabu was shooting an artist for that, and I was completely mesmerized by the shoot as well as watching the results of it and stuff. Well, you see, I was from a business, so there was no inclination still, but I did enjoy because I used to love watching Dabu's work, and I was a big fan. Because Dabu had created something very different. He had got artists out of the studio as compared to other contemporary photographers at that point of time who were great shooting indoors. And Dabu was the one guy who got everybody out of the studio. Anyway, so once my brother got in, my girlfriend then used to fly actually with Damania Airways. And I came to know that Damania was coming across with a catamaran service called Damania Shipping. Now, travel has been a big part of what I enjoy doing. Somehow, it was, for me, was like, and she said, you know what, I didn't want to sit at the store because it was a 9-to-5 job. I'd run the business, I thought of what we were going to do, I'd set it up. I think, but now it was time for me to move on. I'd done my bid for the house in that way, where I said, you know what, we've at least got something running for the house and stuff. So I applied for that, and I got selected. And I worked in that company. My first year, I was a crew on board. Damania Shipping was a catamaran service, just to give you a perspective, flying between Bombay to Goa. So we used to go, crew used to go one day, take the vessel from here at 7 in the morning, reach there by 2, stay back. There's another crew station there that would bring the ship back. And so you had one day in Goa and one day in Bombay. So as a young guy, in his teens, that was great fun because you're with a crew of like-minded people, fun, especially coming from a business background. My father was not very happy about me doing this, to be honest, to tell you a little about it. But he said, you know what, you worked as film, you've been almost like a producer, and then for you to be, a glorified server or like a waiter, if you may call and stuff. So I said, Dad, doesn't make difference to me. My point is, it'll make me travel. And for me, that was most important than sticking to this whole myth that it kind of degrades with where you come from and stuff. Why I mentioned this is because that for me was actually a turning point with everything else that I did in life and stuff. 3 years in the job, I got promoted in the first year because I realized that when you do something that you enjoy, life has another flavor to it, and you start seeing things with a different perspective altogether. So I worked with Damania. As luck would have it, the first season, because of monsoons, we used to not fly, and so 4 months we were at home. My relationship, we split, and for me that was quite devastating because this was somebody I really cared for and really loved. But I guess she was flying, I was sailing, so we could hardly meet, and obviously there was that difference and stuff. So my next season I got promoted, obviously, and then when I'd had that 4 months break, I said, you know what, I'm not going to sit at home and do nothing. The quest to still find something, to do something more with my time, my money at that point of time, if I may tell you, when I'm talking to you, this is in 95, you could say, around 95. Yes, at 95 I was bringing home almost about 9,000-10,000 rupees, wow, which was pretty decent amount at that point of time, especially for someone who was prior to that taking money from home and stuff. So then I said, you know what, then I went to Dabu again and I asked our friend Caps. I said, Caps, can you put in a word to Dabu again? And I'd like to kind of, assist him now, as compared to just going for one day and stuff. And Dabu being Dabu was very welcoming. I think also Dabu at that time was doing a lot of work and obviously needed the help also. And then there was no looking back. I stuck with Dabu for I was his assistant for 4 years. On your show, I'm going to apologize to Dabu. In fact, I never got this opportunity. Because at the end of the 4 years that I was assisting Dabu, I'd already started working after a year. I quit my job, by the way, because I did this 4 months. I went back to my company. Dabu said, how are you going to manage? So after those 4 months, I said, every time I'm in Bombay, I would love to come and assist you if you allow me to. Dabu being, like I said, was, yes, it's okay. You come when you're in town. So I did that for another 8 months and I put in my papers. I resigned from my company because I was really enjoying photography. Though it was not paying me yet, I was still learning. But then I went with Dabu full time. Another 6 months, I started taking little jobs. I started making money from there. When I actually quit going to Dabu, I was almost busy 15 days a month myself. So I thought it was not fair for me to take away somebody else's space who could be in my space and learn and also help Dabu. It wasn't fair for me that if 30 days in a month, certain days where, Dabu had to probably rely on, because I was senior at that point of time. So there was a lot that was expected of me. So my apologies to Dabu right now to not officially resign from you, though we are still friends. But this is something that has been in my mind. So
Nice.
Sorry for making this such a large story, but I thought it was important for you to understand where my journey and what shapes me, why I am who I am.
Absolutely, and it gives me an amazing insight into your mindset. And I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Okay. I first met you when you started Cobbler. At that time, it was, I think, a cult store. Okay, because when I walked in first into that store, I saw shoes that I'd never seen in my life. Okay. And that was after you obviously turning down a lucrative opportunity in the performing arts, in movies. Okay. Because by the way, who gives up on an opportunity to work with Mamta Kulkarni is obviously, I'm getting to know there are still some people. So that's when I saw you. I obviously wanted to ask you about this, and if you'd like to share that, what was the inspiration behind Cobbler? So first I'm going to basically run through what my observation about this entire thing is that you started Cobbler. It became successful, and then so from giving up a lucrative opportunity in the career of acting, you set up Cobbler, successful company, you leave that, you move on to shipping to pursue your love for travel. When you were making probably the most amount of money during at that time, or probably more than what you had thought, you then give up that and you come into photography and the uncertain world of learning photography, then going to start your career. So tell me, either you're a compulsive risk taker, or you are someone who basically always is in the pursuit of challenging yourself. Can you just tell me and help our audiences understand what was the mindset behind you moving from these particular professions to the other?
See, to start with, Ron, what happened is, I must tell you that acting at that point of time, I thought came to me very easy, in the sense that, so I love to, I compete with myself. I don't compete with anybody else. I want to look at myself, and I don't keep very high expectations. for me, simplicity is very important. Am I good at what I do? Am I honest with what I do and stuff? When I did the film, I truly felt that it was a wrong decision. It was something that, obviously, my father came from his experience. It was his way of looking at it, but my logical mind said, I'm not ready for it. Now, when I say ready for it, means my body line, my body language. Fortunately, we saw the rushes. First of all, nobody puts money on you. You're a nobody. My father had not financed that film, let me tell you that. So it's not like my father financing. Somebody came to my father and said, we're looking at a subject with a two hero and Mamta Kulkarni. And the film was riding on Mamta Kulkarni. The other hero was also a new boy. From an illustrious Bollywood family. We will not take names here and stuff. But I looked at myself and I said, I'm not ready for this. I don't look the part. It would be injustice to the film and to myself and to my career.
How old were you at that time?
Well, I'm assuming I must have been 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I think around 18, I would say, yeah. And I said, this is not. So my first goal was there. My reason for leaving that career was also because my father was after that my father was producing a film, and again with a very big artist. I don't want to take names here and stuff. He is still one of the topmost actors. I have a great relationship, in fact, with him even today. Salman Khan. We were doing a film with Salman Khan. In fact, Salman still meets me lovingly. I just shot with him 2 months back for a small thing. Every time he meets me, he'll always ask about that. I used to hang at his house a lot and stuff. But so we produced a film. Unfortunately, for whatever reasons, we had to discontinue with that film. So my father suffered a lot of losses. So at that point of time, I just felt that, hey, I need to be there for my father right now and support him in what he is doing and stuff. Which is where the Cobbler came into effect. Now, why Cobbler came into effect? Because this was all that we were left with. My father, to clear off his debts, sold off whatever he had, property that he had built or whatever. The only thing that was left was this little store that we have in Bandra, which was in my mother's name. My mother put her foot down and said, I am not moving from here. My father said, let's sell this and move to Pune. My mother said, no way, I'm not leaving this city. Now, 3 kids, we will do whatever, and mother was the one who said, no, you have to find something. My father has been a lot of well-wishers he's got because he's helped a lot of people during his times and stuff. So, somebody gave him an idea that why don't you open a leather boutique over here. Give us, as we have a manufacturing in Agra, why don't you keep our samples here? Now, with past experiences of doing other things in the business with friends and family, that was one thing that we said, no way, we're not doing this. So we said, instead of that, why don't you supply stuff to us? And give us a credit period and stuff. So that is how Cobbler came into effect. Now, we had a 200 square foot store. The reason we wanted to sell to ladies because ladies will want to buy shoes matching with their outfits. I realized that we didn't have the money to stock that. The person who was helping us was only manufacturing men's shoes. We didn't have the space to keep so many designs, so we stuck to keeping men's shoes. Now, I realized that one day sitting, and you know what I personally feel, and this is my way of looking at it, that once you go on a journey somehow, I cannot say I'm intelligent, but I have been open to receiving a lot of, I think the Almighty blesses you always. So I said, what do I do? What do I do? How do we run this business? We've opened up a store. Now, how do you push it? So one day I asked my father, I said, we are keeping all these shoes for, wide variety of people, generally office wear and stuff, right? So I asked my father, I said, how many pairs of shoes do you buy in a year? So he says, maximum 2. So I said, I buy 6. So he's saying, should we sell to you or to me? So he says, obviously to you. So then those days, what happened is, thanks to Mr. Sunil Shetty, he used to wear, and Mr. Jackie Shroff and Sanjay Dutt, they used to wear boots for their films. And these were those American boots, which were called as dingoes. And I said this was becoming very popular, and there were hardly one or two people in the city who were making them and stuff. So I said, why don't we get into this? Let's give it a shot. And because we don't have the capacity to, or the funds to store a lot of stock with us, or the place to store them, why don't we start doing made to order? So we found a person, we looked for almost 2-3 months, finally found somebody who was willing to make just one pair of shoes on an order for us and stuff. So we started with that, made to order boots. And that clicked like crazy.
This was how many years ago?
Well, early 90s.
So almost 35-40 years ago, before the age of Google, before the age of social media, you cracked one of the biggest principles of marketing to identify who you're selling to.
No, I cracked something after that.
Okay.
So I said, how do you promote this? Okay. So we used to have a lot. Now see, this was not, I will not take credit for this. I will say doors open for you. Okay. Doors just open. You have to be open to receiving all these signals and stuff.
Absolutely.
Like if you've read about Michael Jackson, or if you've seen the film right now, Michael used to get his lyrics while he was sleeping. He used to wake up and write, right? And the funny line is, he used to say, if I don't do something about it, it will go to Prince. Correct? That's a fantastic line. So I used to have a lot of college students, because we were close to Mithibai, NM, used to come asking us to sponsor their events in their college. So I thought this was a fantastic opportunity, but who am I selling to? I'm selling to the young crowd. Where will I find them? I'll find them in colleges, because not in school, nobody's going to wear my products. Nobody's going to have the money to pay for it. Only because you had people who at least were at an age where you could spend that kind of money, right? You're moving now. Most people were also like, even me, while college was there, I was working. While I was studying in college, I started working from age 16 itself. So I started sponsoring college events. That I thought was my marketing genius, because what I did is, I said, I'm not going to give you money. How do I make sure customers come to me? So I said, if you have, let's say, Mr. MMK. So I said, Mr. MMK will get a pair of shoes from, and anybody else will get a 20% discount from. So, and it was specific that what I'm going to do. So there was no ambiguity. I'm very fair and square. I don't believe in cheating. I will be upfront, even at the cost of losing my business, but I'll be upfront. So that is, a lot of that has happened and it's important that you stick to your principles. Those are my principles. So we have to say, this is what I'm going to give he can choose his size, of course, but it was fixed that you will not be able to exchange, but this is what I'm promising. So you're, obviously because we were men's store, so I said, you will get this and everybody else will get a 20% discount. That worked for me a lot. And my 3 years, 4 years, the business was running. We had customers coming in. We had Bollywood coming into our store. In fact, we made a jacket for, Salman Khan, which he still remembers. A lot of people for that matter. I made people now who still tell me that, who look at me and say, my younger brother, a lot of people feel we look alike, though we don't see it as that. But a lot of people remember me from those days and stuff. So I still meet people and say, hey, we used to come all the way. My cousins used to come. So for me, that's what happened. And reason I had to let go of that was because here was a business that was set, but that was not my goal. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My father never insisted on you do this or you do that. It was always the freedom to do what. Obviously, when he saw that when I joined Damania, he was unhappy because why are you getting into that? He could not see it. 6 months down the line, I remember my mom and my father both telling me that the happiness we see on your face, though, is worth everything. So go ahead and do what you want. And for me, also what happened is that belief in me that he will not do wrong, because I worked with my father. I gave up my career, saying that I gave up a choice of a career that I could have pursued films, I could have done there, but somehow I thought it was not my cup of cake at that point of time. then following this. And then when I got into photography, because I did not just quit overnight. I spent a year learning photography. I spent a year understanding photography. I picked up the camera, took a few shoots of my crew. I started making money from there. My first camera also Caps gave me, by the way. He had a Zenith camera. I remember he says he's lying with me. Absolute faux pas. I took his camera. I didn't even know how to load a roll properly. So I shot my friends telling them, oh yeah, images are going to come. And at the roll head, I'd not even sprung the roll well, wound the roll well. So nevertheless, that was my start. So for me, my quest always has been that satisfaction. Am I happy doing what I do? You'll not believe I've been 28 years a photographer. I've done other things. I've tried to put my hand into different businesses and stuff. Some have worked, some have failed miserably. But the go-to mantra for me always has been, am I happy doing this? So that has been my driving force. I told myself when I got into photography that I will quit the day I'm not enjoying this. I will find something else. If this makes me unhappy, I will quit it. I don't want to be stuck in a job where it does not guarantee me happiness. So for me, that has been, fortunately, I'm still enjoying what I do.
So, what I've understood right now in this conversation is that somehow, even though you were not clear from day one on your career choices or what you actually want to pursue, but what was probably your North Star was that you will not compromise on your happiness.
Yeah.
And that's what probably guided you
Absolutely.
eventually around the entire arc that you went through.
I will tell anybody who is unhappy and you're in a situation where you feel that you've been stuck in for long, okay? And I see this because, and I talk in different perspectives. See, I'm in a phase right now where I'm on the quest for something more now. AI has disrupted my work. Let me be very honest to you. 6 months back, an old friend of mine came to me and said, we are doing a product shoot and I know I can't afford your rates today, but would you like to hear what we have in mind? So I saw what they had done a year back. And this is, I'm talking to you of, I think, early November, if I'm not mistaken. And so I said, okay, tell me what is it. And I said, listen, money is not the criteria. You're an old friend. I'll do this. Whatever your budget is. You see what best you can do. Because if with friends, I'm like that. I don't then, if I call you my friend, then I will know that you also respect me that much to understand, where I come from. But I'm not going to hold you to it. I'd rather be a part of it. So I gave him the concept to do the shoot. And I said, okay, I'll do the shoot with you also and stuff. And whatever you want to pay, I'm going to put it in a packet. I'll not question you and stuff. 15 days, 20 days later, with the concept that I had, obviously, the client, him and the producer, it shifted it a little bit, kind of polished it a little bit. And they made an ad film with that. Now I look at it that I took somebody else's work really, because if somebody had to do that ad film would have costed them nothing less than 20-30 lakhs. And it was done on AI completely. Okay, everything was done on AI. All I did was I just mapped my model in his different costumes and in different. That I just did a 360 on him. That's it. So if I can take away somebody's work, obviously today it's so easy for you to actually learn your prompts and create images. Presentations that come to me today and I tell them that, why are you doing this shoot if you've already made this presentation so well, saying this is all AI generated? I said, yeah, but why do you need photographs then? So it has disrupted the market for sure and stuff.
So disruptions have happened, of course. I'm just going to, right now rewind back a little bit towards, because what I really want everyone to know is that in a pursuit of achieving our goal, or whenever we start, in your case being a photographer, in my case starting off to be a writer, there is always that messy struggle period, right? So walk us through that time when you felt that, okay, fine, now I'm ready to pursue photography on my own. And were you even a little hesitant, scared, doubting yourself that what if I fail? What am I going to do? Walk us through that period, because there are so many of us who have big dreams, who aspire to achieve their goals, but eventually don't take that particular leap.
Interesting question, Rohan. I'll tell you why. Now that you put across like that. So when I started working with Dabbu, you have to realize that I'm working with a photographer who's a guru. Okay, very popular, great person. If you meet anybody, you'll never find somebody who doesn't speak highly of Dabbu and stuff. Okay, absolutely non-controversial. I only saw Dabbu 4 years get angry once. Because Dabbu loved cars, and somebody cut him while we were driving to town, and somebody just cut him very badly and bumped into his car. And that's the only time I saw Dabbu get angry. Can you believe it? I never saw him get angry and stuff. Anyway, so imagine when you're working with somebody who already is a big star, correct? Now, you obviously look back and reflect that, am I ever going to be reaching there? Because here, that's your guru, right? I came to Dabbu because I loved his work, not just to learn photography. Dabbu, in a way, is responsible for me being a photographer today, because it was never a part of my journey, right? It was never that I want to be a photographer. I never studied to be a photographer. This was something I found on my path, and I said, this looks interesting. This is fun. You go to a shoot, you meet such good-looking people. Come on, I'm a teenager, started it like, not a teenager, sorry, I studied photography. I got into photography almost at age 25. Now at 25, you're also trying to say, wow, you're meeting with celebrities, you're meeting with actors. Never really been of an actor as such, because my father, like I said, was a financer, was a producer. So I met a lot of people in my life. So for me, it was never this, oh, I'm, in the presence of stars. For me, it was always the person that they were, the character that they were, that I enjoyed more and stuff. To come back to your question, yes, there was a time where you question yourself that, and then you have to come, am I ever going to reach there? Am I ever going to be as big? Am I ever going to be known as much as, but then you have to question, is that my barometer? Is that what I want to do? Is that why I came to Dabbu, to be as popular as Dabbu Ratnani, or do I want to be a photographer? So I told myself, I said, even if I do 25% of what Dabbu is, I'll be happy in life. And better than that, what happened is that I didn't think I was an artist. You have to realize that I come from a Sindhi typical business family, right? For me, as far as you looking at from that perspective, so art तो कभी जिंदगी में सोचा ही नहीं ना कि you're an artist or you're creative for that matter. Our creativity starts and ends with money making. Like they say, na, what is this? It's a dead Sindhi, because if he was alive, he would be doing this. Correct? So my point to you is that, but when I started working, and I've had many experiences where I've been a little scared to take out my camera and to shoot. But the moment you get that appreciation from someone, and you get a smile on your client's face, and you look at yourself, right, that, wow, this is my creation, this is what I've done, is where you start enjoying the process more and stuff. Then all your fears go away. You got to be realistic for sure.
Right.
If Rohan says, hey, I'm only going to interview Amitabh Bachchan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan or Salman Khan and the likes, I don't want to shoot with Jitu Savlani, for that matter. Or if you say, you know what, I'm going to shoot interesting people, and then maybe there will be a moment where I end up, you can reflect back on your story and say, wow, I started with my friends and I started with these people, and today I'm shooting with Mr. Amitabh Bachchan and I'm doing a podcast with this. It's a journey, right? So yeah, there were a lot of hardships. I must tell you, so when you start doing work, the other difficulty that I'm going to talk of my experience. So what happened is, obviously, I never used to throw my name that I'm Dabbu Ratnani's assistant, because that was a self-ego. Like, I don't want to get work because who am I assisting, but I want to get work because of my talent and what I can do and stuff. So only on question by who do you work with, where do you train, would I tell people that, I work with Dabbu. I still work with him because, like I said, I was shooting while assisting Dabbu also and stuff. In fact, I got my biggest break in the year 2000 to do the Femina Miss India while I was still Dabbu's assistant, by the way.
Yes.
I took the camera from Dabbu to help me shoot. I didn't even have cameras. So I borrowed a camera from Dabbu to go and shoot for that stuff. So I remember at one point of time what happened is, it's a very funny incident where you shoot with two, everybody, aspiring actor is a competitor to each other, right? They go to the same auditions and stuff. I started realizing that my work, when it was good, people would say, will tell their friends, they shot with me, they would tell their friends that if they asked who did your pictures, these are very nice pictures, they would not take my name. Because they did not want competition from their friends coming to me and giving them great pictures at that affordable price. So they would say, Dabbu shot my pictures. Now, to give you a reference at that point of time, let's say if I charged 10,000 at them those days, Dabbu used to charge 50,000. So can you imagine somebody whose budget is 10,000 does not come to me and gets dissuaded, obviously because he can't afford to pay 50,000. So initially I thought, wow, you're comparing me with my boss, with my mentor, you're comparing with my guru. It was like a fantastic moment for me. And I said, bloody hell, my business is going there. What do I do? Then I said, you know what? We had a those days it was not digital. Yeah. So we used to make prints. Now every model or an artist had to drop his pictures with a casting director or an agency. So I had my next big marketing idea at that point of time. I said, you know what? Behind every picture, I told the lab guy, I said, post a sticker behind saying Jitu Savlani photography and my mobile. So what used to happen is, I remember very clearly those days, a print used to cost 8 rupees, for a image, for a picture. And we used to get a discount saying that since you're sending us a lot of customers, we will charge you 6.5 and you can take that. See, it's a additional business, right?
Yeah.
That you take that money from your clients and so. So I used to say, no, I don't want that money. I'm happy getting my money. I said, all you do is you may put my stickers on the pictures behind. That business is yours. You don't need to give me commission. I'm happy with your work. It will keep coming to you. So every time a picture used to go from there, they used to have my name at the back. That worked amazingly for me because for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, even people I had shot 4 years back, I used to get a call from people saying, hi Jitu, we're calling from this agency. We got a picture that says we don't know who the model is, and can you tell us her number or his number and stuff. You will not believe, if they would tell me what the picture is or how it's shot, I would still remember who it was and stuff, because I was enjoying what I was doing so much. I would remember, and if not, I used to say, send me the picture, I'll have a number for sure and I'll share it with you. So I got a lot of work like that. And at least at some point of time, my work came to me and didn't go anywhere else.
Okay. Did you study marketing, or was it the Sindhi genes in you that brought out all these marketing ideas?
I guess life teaches you, yeah. Okay. When you come to a difficult spot, yes, maybe it's the family, but actually we are not really very Sindhi minded. In our house, in my family, neither my father or the business mindset is there, obviously, because my father, I remember when I was working with Damanya Shipping, obviously, what is the next goal? You want to get into international flying. Not many airlines at that time. I was a little older for Jet Airways, by my age. At that time, there was an airline that came on, I remember, called Carib Jet. It was a Canadian airline, if I'm not mistaken. I went for the interview and stuff. And I got selected, but for certain reasons, that airline did not get permission to operate over here and stuff. So I didn't get it. So I was also trying to move from there and get into international flying and stuff. So yeah, I think life teaches you as the biggest book that you can read, and you have to be open to these things. I feel I must have missed also a lot of things and missed a lot of opportunities, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's been a great journey. It's been great learning. I'm still learning. Like at present state, I'm desperately looking for the next thing for me.
Absolutely. So, I want to share a little bit about my experience. What I've learned in the last 1 year is the fact that because there is a common element that you and me both, our origins are from conservative Sindhi families, right? Where
True.
there is a mindset, okay, where we grow up in, where it's about work hard, save money, repeat. Work
True.
hard, save money, repeat. And nothing wrong with that. But eventually, somewhere, we tend to challenge that. Sometimes we are successfully challenge that. So what happens with that mindset is that we kind of, basically we set a ceiling for ourselves. Is what I set for myself for the longest period of time in my journey. With you, when you shifted from your family business to your job to moving to photography and then becoming who you are today, there had to be a shift in mindset, where we raise it from a fixed to a growth mindset. Sometimes people do this consciously, sometimes it just happens because of the people that we hang around with, the rooms we are in, the people that we are exposed, because that eventually tends to have an influence on you. So it's just something that I've realized in the last 1 year, and that's why today mindset conditioning is something which many people speak about. However, I am really interested to know the story behind. You call yourself the accidental photographer. What is the story behind that?
So like I said, the path was I never wanted to be a photographer. It's on my journey to find what I want to do, because I don't come from a house where we've learned a lot from our parents. Okay, my father didn't do his graduation. He didn't study. My mother comes from a small place called Muzaffarnagar. So that now she is educated, but my mother has raised 3 children on her own. My mother got married at age 18. By the time she was 30, she already had 3 kids and stuff. For me, we've learned a lot from our family. We've learned a lot from, how to behave with people. Have family values, let's put it that way, okay? Those are very intact because that's how we've been brought up and stuff. For me, I think like I said, the accident is that this was not my destination. This was a journey. This was something that came and I took the opportunity. Like I said, the quest for it was the mindset, if you ask me at that point of time, was very simple. Start of everything was to take care of myself. I must tell you, photography has given me a lot. Besides, most importantly, the love. What I enjoy most about what photography has given me is when I go to places, I'll go to random places and I'll meet people after 15 years, 20 years. And that happens to me at least 5 times a month. And they'll say, we came to you. Many stories I can tell you about those. Or we had come to you, from celebrities for that matter and stuff. I love that recognition. And that recognition, because it comes from a good space, that, you were helpful, or you did this for us, you haven't changed. For me, that is what and that for me is paying back to my parents. Because that's my mindset. That's me saying that nobody will talk bad behind my back or, not everybody can be happy. I'm sure some people must be unhappy with me of how I am and stuff. But for me, that was the driving factor, that I want to first achieve everything on my own. I come from a house, I've never had anybody come home and complain to my parents, even as a child. I was in bratty. I've been an average student and stuff. The mindset shift, I feel, to refer to what you asked, happens on the journey. Happens with situations. And I think your mindset shifts more when you're on a downside rather than an upswing. Because when you're doing good, why will you want to change something that is going well for you? I'm also the kind of person who's very content with what I do. See, one thing I wanted in my city was an apartment of my own. I spoke to you about this. I'm going to say it to the viewers for them to give a perspective. Life will unfold in many ways in front of you, right? Some good, some bad. You have to be grateful for where you are, I feel. I've been fortunate, been very fortunate, and I feel the universe has my back always. I'm very grateful to it, and every morning I make sure I post a very positive on my social media. I will post a very positive outlook to all of this and stuff. But most of the things that I felt that I've done have come only because I've been in a difficult situation. Whether it was having cobbler, whether it was quitting my films, whether it was moving to Damania, doing my being a crew, whether it came to photography, because now it was the quest for something new, something different and stuff. So and the mindset changes. What I believe in yesterday, I may not believe in today, because maybe I've seen the light of it. Maybe somebody has shown me things in a different light. Maybe somebody has the myth that I was living with, somebody has broken that myth to me or shown me the other side of it. So for me, the mindset is, to summarize it, your principles and your goals. My goal is to be happy with what I do. The goal is never to make shitloads of money alone. Money is important, where you can tomorrow live a decent life and stuff. But I used to always say this. Let's say, for instance, somebody says, hey, do this, do that. I said, hey, let's put a very simple example. Let's say if I have saved 1 crore with me today, and I come into life, puts me in a fix where I need 2 crores, what am I going to do? I have only 1. I'm going to struggle for the 2. So when time comes, you should be in a position that you can handle your situation, is how I look at life today and stuff. I'm a biker, you know that. So there are 2 kinds of bikers. One who's fallen and one who's going to fall, yet to fall. So if you've not fallen, then you rather wear protective gear and be ready for the fall, is how I look at it today. So if I'm going to fall tomorrow, at least I've got some protection to it. I've got some safety. At least it will not be 100% gone in whatever situation you are. You can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow, no? You don't know that 4 months back I was going to start some new business which I was working on for last 6 months, and this war disrupted everything. We had to call it off. So it was 6 months washed out. But am I sad about it? No. I gave it my best. I put in my heart and soul. I thought this was going to be the next thing for me. I thought it was for my growth. It was for my future. But life had some other plans. COVID had other plans for us, all of us for that matter. But I look at COVID as an example and say, if we are lucky to survive that, there is still something big in life store for us and stuff.
You've been in rooms with some of the biggest personalities of Bollywood. Tell me someone who has left an indelible mark on you.
Quite a lot of people actually, because I'm an observer. One conversation between you and me, and you said neuroscience believes that if you pick up your phone first thing in the morning, within an hour of you waking up, it's leads to loss of memory and stuff. And this conversation was 4 days back. I've stopped seeing my phone in the morning. So like this I pick up from different people. Whatever I like about what you say, but the one person who I must give credit to and I feel is very inspiring to me is Mr. Ajay Devgan. I've been working with him now. When I say working means I shoot. I'm one of his preferred photographers today. If it's in advertising, a lot of campaigns are shot by me. Not every campaign. I used to shoot for his films also earlier. But I think everybody, the agency that he works with, has their own set of team that they want to work with. But my name goes to him, obviously, and it's a tick mark very conveniently. So I've been working with him for almost 16 years. It's very surprisingly that you heard, you read gossips and stories and all this stuff about him. And I've obviously been on many sets, I've worked with many actors. I've never seen anybody who's that focused on films. I have to give him that. He only speaks films. He only speaks films. You go on his set, he's on time. The first time I shot with him, I remember, thanks to, there is, Mr. Parag Desai, and there's a gentleman called Fahim who used to work earlier with Filmfare. So they connected my name and said, Mr. Parag Desai introduced me to Mr. Devgan and stuff. And he said that, he wants, I was obviously new to him. So I met him and I shot a feature for him and stuff. He loved what I did. He called me for a shoot next week. And then it's been 16 years, 17 years to that. Prior to that, I heard so many stories. I've been on other sets where, people are not on time. People, you've also heard stories of, you've been a part of the business. So you know how people will, artists will come on a little late, or there is no clock. That I can give you countless stories, but then I'll be banned from the industry. So I won't talk about that. But Mr. Devgan, if he tells you that he's coming at this time, he will come on that time. Or he will, like my first shoot, he said, Jitu, what time do you want me to come? So I said, sir, I'm okay with whatever time. He's saying, no, give me a preference. So I said, sir, if you come between, 10:30 to 11:30, it'll be great. 11 o'clock he was there. I remember we were shooting at Sea Princess Hotel and there was a feature for it. Plus, every time you sit on set with him, he's a prankster, let me tell you. Some of the pranks he plays on people, fortunately, it's never been played on me, but I've witnessed quite a few around me and stuff. To the next level, you can't even imagine. But when it comes to work, when it comes to his discipline to this, it's something else. His focus, his commitment to his craft, and one actor who's not insecure. He's never insecure. I worked on, so I shot him, the body shots for Singham were shot by me. I think that also got me a lot of respect from all people around him.
I loved it, yeah.
I've shot for many of the Golmaal series. Raid publicity was shot by me. Akrosh. I mean, there are countless films that I've shot with him and stuff. But that one man, I feel that is somebody I feel that I look up to. I'm thoroughly impressed by it.
So, like you said about Ajay Devgan, there must have been so many other people that you probably must have worked with on a day-to-day basis. Some you must have been inspired with, some you must have probably not taken too keenly with, without dropping names. Are there some experiences that you would like to share that you've basically felt while being in this profession?
There have been instances, let me be honest, which kind of question that should you subject yourself to behavior like this? Let's put it mildly like this. But look, there are two things that I work for, right? Either you love what you're doing or the money is good. So whenever I'm in a difficult situation, I only look at it and I said, I don't have to bear this person tomorrow. I have to finish my work. That's it. Take my money and go back. So that's always been. There have been instances where I'm shooting in Egypt, and suddenly the person I'm shooting with also has been an old friend in a way, sort of, because we worked earlier before and stuff. Has suddenly given me attitude over there. Now, my temperament tells me, it is my, my self-respect says, I cannot be subject to you speaking to me like this. But I look at myself and I said, introspecting, and I said, if I create a scene right now, I've come so far, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose these people. The client is a friend. So I just kind of kept myself quiet. And I said, you know what? Take it in. It's okay. It's not you, it's them. And I've let it go. And it's been beautiful. So I always look at, and this has been my mantra actually for the last 3 years, when people come to me and I look at myself. So let's not talk about our problems. Let's talk of the solution to those problems. Because if you look at it, that you keep, if I talk to you about, let's say you and me have a common enemy and we talk about him, we'll only be digging up so much of dirt about the person, not realizing that we are behaving the same, right? So my whole thing has been, let's move on from here. Having said that, I've got 2 very nice incidents I must tell you. So obviously I personally am I'm not very active on social media. My work basically, but I personally feel, let what I do speak louder than what I say I do. So I shy away from that. For instance, I work with Ajay sir for last 17 years. I've never taken a picture with him. If somebody has taken a picture or somebody from the team has shot me in, BTS, I still don't have a picture with him because that's my work. I shy away from that technique. Yes, I did take that picture because, when you've been in the business for 28 years, some of the today's generation don't even know the actors, Like I had a very funny incident, somebody came to me, he did not even know, and he's a new age guy telling me that he spoke about Dawn. And he thought Dawn was Shah Rukh Khan. He did not even know that Amitabh Bachchan had done the initial Dawn. So when you're working with somebody with that mindset, the 2 people that I took a picture with was Alia Bhatt and with Ranveer Singh. So when you go to Ranveer Singh, and I was doing a look test for Simba with Ranveer, with Karan and with Rohit Shetty sir. And I said, bro, I need to take a picture with you and stuff. He's saying, yeah, of course. He took my phone and he says, come, and he took a picture and he took a selfie with me. Later I realized that what a smart way to do it. Do you know why he did that? He did that because if you take a picture with him, he's trying to figure out how to look in that, right? Yeah. Here he's taken it on himself. So he's looking at himself while you are trying to adjust to that frame. What a smart way to work. And he did this with everybody. That was one learning. Then I have a very funny incident when I started. See, life took me to where I am today. Nothing was planned. I was grateful. I'm still grateful for where I am today. I was an opportunist from the fact that if something new came my way, and I gave it a shot. I said, let's give it a shot. So when I moved from shooting from fashion, moved into shooting for films, I remember I did my first film with my best friend who's no more, who actually pushed me and supported me and pushed me to do a lot of new things. It was Raj Kaushal. Raj and me were childhood buddies. We went to school together. We worked a lot together and stuff. Excellent guy, brilliant director and stuff. My first film was a film that I did in also to reflect on how we take chances. When we were talking about, do you take those chances? I remember I had made a name for myself. This is 2005, where I had already done a lot of work and people were like, I'd become a brand, if I may say so. So if you wanted to get your portfolio done, you want to get to the industry, I was one of the 10 top names in the city where people say, you want to get your pictures done, go to Jitu. Of course. Now, if I'm allowed to say that, I felt I had arrived finally in this big city. I had come to that 20-25% of my mentor, my guru. I was getting there and stuff. And Raj asked me to come with him to Thailand to shoot for a film. It was a film called Anthony Corner with Sanjay Dutt, Manisha Lamba and Arshad Vars. And he said, I remember his opening line to me. He's saying, I need 40 days of your life. So I said, given. What do you want me to do? He's saying, I want you to come and shoot my film. It's a sync sound film, which means you can't There is no dubbing, nothing. You have to shoot on ambient sound. So he's saying, I want you to come for that film and shoot this film. We are shooting in Thailand. So I said, okay. Now what do I do with this line of people that were coming to me, bookings that were coming to me? So I gave my phone to my brother and I said, anybody calls, just don't tell them I'm gone for 40 days. Say he's coming next week. Say he's coming next week. The reason being that if I tell somebody he's not for 40 days, nobody would wait for me and stuff. And my brother did that. When I came back, there were 150 calls for me. Out of that, almost 60-70 people waited for me to shoot with me and stuff. Wow. So I took that chance, I took that leap of faith. So my second film immediately when I came back after that was a film that I was offered was Shootout at Lokalwala. Now I'm coming from a sing sound film set. I'm shooting on a set where there is no sing sound, they're going to dub for it and stuff. My first day with Mr. Bachchan. And I remember I'm shooting this scene and I'm in a place where I won't get into technicalities of why this or whatever. Anyway, Mr. Bachchan, I was below his eye level and stuff and I'm looking at him through my lens and I've been a big fan of Mr. Bachchan. And I'm telling myself that, wow, what is he looking and stuff, amazing, they want to look. And I asked the director, Apurva Lakya, I said, Apu, is it okay if I shoot between the take? Because it's not sync sound, so the camera click is okay because they're going to dub over this, right? Yeah, you can go ahead, no worries, you can shoot. Moment Mr. Bachchan started saying his dialogue, I looked at him and I found a perfect frame, the expression, when I clicked a picture, I flicked 2, 3. He just heard the sound, looked at me down and said, you boy, pack your camera, take a bus and go home. That first day with Mr. Bachchan, you can imagine, I mean, that's the Godfather, and I'm hearing outside, I can hear Apurva laugh and stuff, they are giggling and stuff. So they had played a fast one onto me and stuff. Now, I could have lost my bearings over there and I said, I'm extremely sorry, sir, extremely sorry. And I walked away from there. Now, how do I come back from here? Now, either I can just be completely broken or I can get up from here. So I went to him between take and I went to him and I said, sir, my apologies. I really didn't mean to disturb you. He just looked at me and he said, I can't work for 2 cameras at the same time. So I said, noted, sir. Is it okay if I shoot you now when you're rehearsing? He looked at me like, what the hell, who is this guy? He didn't say anything. So I said, okay. I took it as yes and a no. He didn't say no. So I walked back. And obviously, Apurva took me to meet him next day. I had shot some brilliant pictures of him on a stage show with him and his son. I presented those to him. So I kind of made up with him, in those 3 days of shooting. 10 years down the line, I'm shooting for a film with Ajay sir. For Bol Bachchan. Bol Bachchan had Ajay Devgan, Abhishek Bachchan, and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan was doing that promo song now. Bolo Bolo Bol Bachchan, whatever. So there are 3 of them standing. Now, Ajay sir has been very kind to me. He's been very affectionate. He's introduced me to Madhuri and said, have you worked with Jitu? He's told Ileana D'Cruz, have you ever shot with him? So anybody he's on set where he'll call me, Jitu, have you worked? Obviously, I've introduced, I said hello and stuff. But he's gone one step ahead and said, you should work with him. He's very good and stuff. So he says, have you met Mr. Bachchan? Because Abhishek I had worked with and on the same films, Abhishek knew me and stuff. And he remembers that I gave those pictures, So Mr. Bachchan said, I went to him and I said, sir, I have a very funny story. When I started my career, one day I was shooting you for this film. And, you told me, you stopped me because I disturbed you in your shot. 10 years down the line, Rohan, you know what he told me? He's saying, and I told you I don't work for 2 cameras at the same time. Can you imagine? He's not a legend for no rhyme or reason. For 10 years down the line, imagine the number of people he's worked with. But he remembered that line. And he remembered saying that to me. He may not have remembered me. Though I've shot him Mr. Bachchan a couple of times and stuff. A couple of things and stuff. I've shot him for cover of Cineblades and other stuff and some ads. But so I'm saying is that nothing is by fluke. You may get an opportunity and stuff, but if you are at a certain reason, no, there is something behind it.
Jitu, 36 years of being a working professional across industries, most of which 28 being a successful photographer. What has success taught you? What has failure taught you?
Nothing is permanent. You have to be prepared for whatever comes. Don't let it get to your head either way. Failing in something is not the end of it. I look at it as another opportunity. A very funny. My first breakup, my feeling was that obviously you're upset, you're sad, you put in, you don't want it to, and I don't blame anybody, right? I feel that everybody teaches you something. If I look back at, I've been married now. I got married very late. I've been only married last 6 years. I don't think I could have found a better partner in my life. I just felt the universe had someone for me, and I found an excellent partner. We understand each other very well. Maybe it's also because of my past experience. I feel that every relationship, every friendship has also taught me what not to do. I'm not perfect, right? I will never blame any of my relationships not working and stuff. So I just feel that every relationship has also taught me that what should be the next, where are the mistakes I've done and not to do. So in life also, with work also, all that I didn't work for me has only proved that maybe something is better in store for me. And I take that as an example of my life today. I could have never found a better partner than I have today and stuff. She's my best friend today, and I can see my future with her, or whatever, my deathbed to be her next to me and stuff. Wherever the universe, the Almighty takes us and stuff. So that also, even today, look at it. Had I not made that move, I wouldn't have been here today, right? Today also, I enjoy what I do. But am I going to stick here? I feel that the fire is still there. I may have given 28 years to photography and 36 years of working career, but I still feel there's a lot of fire in me. Like I said, I compete with myself. For me, there is no particular role model. I get inspired by smallest of things. There was a 13-year-old girl who came to me once with her mother and wanted to assist me. And mother said, everybody likes her creativity, what she had done. She had concepts that she had done, and I still remember, and this is almost 15 years back. She had a concept of beauty fades, I think, and she had done these lovely pictures of dolls, of getting burnt or kept in a refrigerator. I don't really can put it what was the story behind it. But the mother said, Jitu, we want her to assist when we are homeschooling our kids. They have 2 daughters. So I said, you're more than welcome. But the thing is, you live in Chembur, I'm in Santa Cruz at then. So I said, how are you going to commute, You'll have to come with your mother. I said, feel free to come. I got inspired by how she thought. I didn't have those thoughts or those visions. So for me, life is like that. I don't let my success get to me. Like I said in the beginning, hey, listen, I'm a little awkward when somebody says celebrity, you're a celebrity photographer. I shoot celebrities. I'm not a celebrity. Yes, I worked hard at it. I love the appreciation. I love the recognition. I love what photography has done for me. I value it. I cherish it. I'm grateful. But I don't let it get to my head. At the same time, setbacks, whether in family, in relationships, or with my work, it's not the end of me. As far as I feel that I can fight it, as far as I can get up every time I fall.
Jitu, brings me to my final question. For a 25-year-old who is right now standing on the crossroads of figuring out what to do, today the most searched term or the most overused term is figuring it out.
Yeah.
For someone who's figuring it out what to do, and for someone who's basically had such a vast and immersive journey like you, what would be your one pinch of advice to him so that would help him decide what to do?
See, I feel there's you're either very fortunate, at the same time you also have a setback. Because what happens is today, life is more believable by what you see, and everything you see is not true. Especially with social media. I think this is all noise. I haven't got work by how many pictures I post. To give you a simple example, we all know that showing skin cells, okay? I post a picture with Mr. Bachchan, I'll get 400 likes. I post a bikini picture, I'll get 5,000 likes for my picture. Does that reflect on what I do? No. So my thing to people is that to somebody who's venturing in any field, give it your best. Be prepared, be study. Don't come half-baked because my neighbor is doing modeling, so I want to do. If you want to get into modeling, nobody can stop you. Understand what are your plus points. A woman came to me with a waist 32 and said, I want to do ramp modeling. I had to tell her very politely that a ramp model clothes you will not fit in. Why? You think I'm not? She took it badly. I said, listen, they don't make clothes for you. You fit into the designer clothes. Somebody who's 5 feet 3 inches, how can you walk on the ramp? You need to be 5'7", 5'8", right? Similarly, but does it mean you can't be on front of the camera? Of course not. My job is to guide you in the right direction, which I've done all this while. Somebody who's at that age is figuring out. I will say, give it a leap of faith. Give it your best. Work at it and stuff. Go prepared. Study. Just don't do it at a whim. Are you sure you want to do this? Like I said, at age 27, I went into photography. At age 27, like you threw that I was making money, but I was confident that, hey, I can always find another job, you know. That 10,000 is not what was going to stop me from it. Yes, I had a job, I did managed it. I also had a business, right? So I had a business. I'd say, okay, if this doesn't work, maybe I'll do something back in my business. I'll try and grow it further or whatever. But will it stop me from trying to live my life or do things that I think I can do? Like today, today also, I am not, my game is not over. I am very sure, and I'm something inside is telling me, though I've had setbacks last 2 years, a couple of things that I wanted to do did not go as planned and stuff, but something in me tells me that something big is coming my way, and this is just the lull before the storm. So I will only say, give it your best, work towards it, go prepared. Don't kill your dream, because if you don't live that dream that you've had, you'll be working for someone who's living your dream. So you go put in your 100%. At the same time, educate yourself. Don't let learning be a one-time thing, you know. Keep learning. Like for instance, I never believed in the stock market. Last 2 years, I removed time and I'm trying to learn about stock. I'm trying to learn about AI today and stuff. Not only in my business of how it can help me, but also the other things that AI can do and stuff. I'm trying to set up some business, so I'm also trying to see the corporate side of life, you know, coming from the art side. Can I do it? Of course I can do it. If I feel I can do it, nobody can stop me. Yes, but be realistic. Don't chase a wild dream.
So you guys heard it from the person himself as to if you want to basically aspire to achieve something or become someone, you just have to go out there and do it. Jitu, thank you so much. It's always wonderful to have a chat with you, and there is so much that we can speak about, we can talk about, and definitely I wish you the best, you moving forward, and hopefully we can have one more chat in your next future endeavors. And lovely, thank you so much for being.
Likewise, what you don't realize is that you made me revisit my past. A lot of these things, they just come random.
Absolutely.
And thank you for putting me in that comfortable spot. It's been enjoyable for me too. And hopefully we speak again soon.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone.